Oh, fuck me.
Kanye's the guy.
No. Which one
Kim's
is the one who's a cuckold? And there's now photos and memes of him just crying constantly. Will?
That's Will Smith.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Poor fuck.
He's
Poor
not a
pathetic
cuckold
fuck.
though. He didn't want that to happen.
I don't know what
Are
the
you
fuck he is,
sure?
man. He just all I know is that he's somehow fine with it. Yet you can see him dying inside. So I guess technically not a cuckold, but I'm
I don't
enjoying
think
the
he's
memes.
fine with it. He was.
Why would you want an open marriage with Will Smith anyway? You already have the cream of the crop.
Yeah, but he's not a
What more could you
20-year-old.
want? That's just being selfish.
Wasn't she fucking her daughter's friend or something?
Jaden's friend.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So her son's friend. Yeah, but you know, in
weird.
every interview, he looks like he just cried his eyes out for 40 minutes in the shower. I don't think he's
it
very
sucks,
happy.
man.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. They were together and have 3 kids together for a long time. Like shit.
He invested in her.
Yeah. And she seems like she just did it because she was like, whatever. I was bored. Fuck it.
Who even is she? Is she an actress or anything?
Yeah, she's acted. She's got a band. She
Did
does
she
a bunch
act
of her own
because
shit.
of Will? Like Will, was she famous before Will?
That's a good question. I'm really not sure.
I don't think so.
I mean, it doesn't necessarily matter. I'm just curious why she would, like, put herself in harm's way of like getting a divorce from Will Smith, the Will Smith.
Well, she's big enough
What do you mean
now that
harm's
she
way?
could do something on her own.
Jackson's threatening her.
You better look out, Jaden Pinkett Smith. You're on my
I mean,
list.
if you're married to Will Smith and you're like a dream couple or whatever, you have it pretty good.
Yeah, apparently
So
not.
why would you want to risk jeopardizing
Well,
that? And
Jackson,
going
you
through a
got to
divorce?
remember, you don't see every point of it. You have no idea how good their marriage was or their
Well,
relationship or
Or
anything.
how good the
I feel like
cock
we've
is.
seen more than most relationships at the moment. If they're posting about cucking each other on Twitter,
Yeah, but even then, you don't see every angle or everything. I
Well,
mean,
what do you
think-
need to see?
Well,
Well,
none of what you're seeing is
Jada?
real. It's all manufactured. You could have let's take
Does
fucking.
Will Smith's pain on that face look manufactured?
Well, not that
That's
part.
pretty real to me.
But
You need
think
to
about it.
see
Think
every
about it.
angle.
Every single celebrity relationship ever is completely manufactured by publicists and wanting to look good, even when it's bad for the most part.
It's not just celebrity relationships.
Well,
that
a
are
lot
like
of them.
that.
But
It's any
my whole point is
relationship.
that you could have 2 people in a celebrity relationship, and all you ever see is all the expensive vacations they do and weddings and the cool shit with their kids and all the fun projects they're doing. And oh, look, they're going to the red carpet. They're so happy. And they could be fucking miserable and despise each other, and you would never know.
So you're just saying Will Smith let us in on the secret?
Yeah, Will Smith's the first actor to tear down this wall. Let us into his world.
Yeah.
Poor fuck. So the funny thing is, apparently Jada has a TV show where she gives out dating advice. Meanwhile, her husband's nonstop crying on fucking TikTok and whatever the hell the other one is, the periscopes, and just crying like a bitch about how she's sleeping around.
Why doesn't he just sleep? He could get literally anyone. Why
He
doesn't he
did.
sleep around?
He did, and he does. And that same thing, he's like, I'm going to get you back. She's like, you've done that a lot. He's like, yeah, I have.
Well, what the fuck's the
Well,
point?
well, hang on a minute.
Like
we
an
don't, we
open
don't know the
marriage
extent of what he gets her back. Maybe him getting her back is like he puts a spider in her cornflakes and she's like, ah, you got me.
then.
Haha.
A whoopee cushion under them fucking.
Yeah, a little whoopee cushion. He puts a bucket of water on top of her door frame when she walks in, so it falls on her.
I'm not gonna get the bull heart this time. Ha! Gotcha. Do you guys think maybe Gemini Man was the catalyst here? And, you know, Jada saw Will Smith in his 20s and she got horny for that again? She was like, yeah, I want a 20-year-old again. You looked good back
No,
then,
she
Will.
said, if you have 3 box office bombs, I'm going to fuck someone else.
She had a little bingo card,
Yeah. It's part of the marriage contract.
Little stamps.
a little hole punch.
Well, you know what? Now I'm on her side.
Really?
I mean, I was always on her side. If he doesn't look happy in that picture. I haven't looked into this, but he doesn't look happy in that picture. But by what Charlie said, it just sounds like an open marriage, like a consensual
I'm pretty
open
sure
marriage.
it was and always has been. I remember a while back he was like fucking around with Margot Robbie.
Well, then who the fuck cares?
Well, he cares. He's upset.
He does. He can't just say yes to an open marriage and then in 10 years turn around and make his wife look bad.
No, she did it
That's
to herself, to be fair. She brought him onto her show to talk about how she cheated or fucked Jaden's friend.
Yeah, it's not cheating if it's an open marriage.
I agree. It's literally what he signed up for and what they agreed to from the look of everything.
Apparently he's blocking people on Instagram now. Somebody commented on something saying, okay, don't get entangled. And his replies, ha ha ha, okay, I can admit it, that's funny. I'm definitely gonna block you, but the joke was very funny. This is
I saw
sad.
that.
That is very sad.
Will Smith always struck me as a nice guy. Setting
is
aside
he,
the Scientology shit.
Is he going to
I can't
become the
stand his
next? Is he going to become the next Eddie Murphy, where it's just like a string of bombs and bullshit, just totally makes him sink downward in his career?
I'm looking at his recent movies, and the answer is yes.
Have you guys seen Gemini Man?
Yeah.
No.
Boring.
Yeah, I watched it. Yeah. Wasn't great.
Suicide Squad, Aladdin, Gemini Man. Who the fuck gives a shit about
Aladdin
any of
wasn't
these?
Aladdin was successful though, wasn't it?
Yeah, Aladdin wasn't bad. It was okay.
Yeah, but
What,
I
Aladdin?
mean numbers
Yeah.
wise, I think Aladdin made $1 billion.
Yeah.
That movie was huge.
I liked Aladdin. I thought it was fun.
I mean, every Disney remake makes $1 billion. We talked about this before on the show, though, that like even if those movies are shit, every Disney remake makes at least like $1 billion.
It's every Disney movie. It's not just remakes. It's just Disney.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they know what they're doing.
What were Will Smith's good movies? There was like
Oh, a million. He's been in so many good movies, man.
Yeah.
He really has.
Yeah.
why can't I think of any off the top of my head?
I Am
Men in Black.
Legend, Men
Oh,
in
Men in
It's been a
Black,
while.
Okay.
That's why.
I don't think I Am Legend was great.
Wild Wild West,
wasn't-
depending on your sense of irony.
Independence Day
Hancock.
I liked.
Yeah,
Hancock was fun.
Yeah, been in a bunch of good
I never
movies.
saw Hancock.
Pursuit of
I guess
Happiness
it's
was a
just-
good one.
I guess it's
iRobot.
just his recent ones then.
Oh, iRobot was so
iRobot.
good.
Oh yeah, that was great when it came out.
iRobot was great.
That was
Independence Day was
iRobot
great,
was
too.
also during the cusp of Shia LaBeouf when people still loved him before he was crazy.
He was in that.
Yeah, he was his like friend who was like a street kid.
Do you think Will's wife fucked Shia? What? I can't get the names right. Holy shit! What's her name and his name?
You just started scatting right there.
Do you think his friend fucked his wife, and then that's what caused Shia to go crazy?
Shyla?
Insane?
Is there a question in there?
What's his name?
Shia LaBeouf.
What is it? Say it again.
Shia LaBeouf.
Are you having
Shia, yeah.
You're making it harder than it is. It's just Shia.
It's like Kaya, but Shia.
Yeah, Shia.
Who? Shia LaBeouf.
There you
go. I've said his name a million times. It's just on the spot.
I love Shia LaBeouf.
What's he up to? Is he
really
still
do.
doing sad-ass art installations where he's crying in a paper bag? Is that still a thing?
I love his art installations, man. I know they're super goofy and laughable, but all his little art projects he's done, I actually love them. I think they're great.
Wait, Will Smith punched Chris Rock in the face. Wait, am I being lied to? Is this just like one of those things like Joe Rogan just died? Will Smith confronts Chris Rock on Oscars stage after comedian makes jokes about Will Smith's wife, Jada Pinkett Smith. Oh my, wait just a patty flippin' moment here, Krusty Krab fans. This is actually Oh! Bro, I was expecting like a little love tap. This man just full hogged him. Bro, that was like a cold clock. That looked like some shit out of Slap Fight Championship. Hold on, let me bring this on screen. What the fuck? That looked huge.
どうなんでしょうか。
I don't know, that doesn't
Smack the shit out of me.
that doesn't look planned.
やられました。
That does not look planned.
Wow, dude. It was a G.I. Jane joke.
G.I. ジェーンのジョークだったんです。
I'm going to.
Holy
okay?
shit.
Oh, okay. That was a
Is CTE setting in? God damn.
night in the history
Just
of
fucking
comedy.
concussed them. That was huge.
最高の場面でしょうか。
So we are here to give a documentary out, to give an Oscar out.
Wow. Wow. Was that a bit? That doesn't look like a bit. I don't know, man. I've seen a lot of slaps. That doesn't look fake. Bro, I'm like the resident slap expert. Chris Rock eats it. There is no sign of flinching, and Will Smith doesn't advertise this slap at all. That really looks real. Yeah, that 100% connects. So if it was planned, Chris Rock has got an iron chin for going through with this. Because that's fucking huge. That was a real slap. Horrible stepping from Will Smith. True, this would be a penalty in the slap fight championship ring. He did step. In slap fight championship, you're supposed to say planted. But I think he was just throwing the rules to the wind there. Oh my god.
どうなんでしょうか
That would also probably be a clubbing penalty too. That was more like an open palm monk strike. And Chris Rock took it like a champ.
どうなんでしょうか
What really makes me feel like it's real, because maybe they're just really good actors, right? But what makes me think it's real is Will Smith's reaction. Will Smith is a good actor, but he's not this good.
Wow, dude. It was a G.I. Jane jump.
G.I. ジェーンのジョークだったんです
That's real fucking anger. That is real. You can, like, hear and see how angry he is. Yeah, his eyes are going glossy, like, he's seeing red. What was the joke that he told? That had to be something intense. His wife has a condition where she loses her hair, and did he make a joke about it? But making fun of bald men is fine? wait, what is this whataboutism? I didn't say anything like that. I just said it's still fucked up. What are you talking about? Jesus, man. God, that is like an actual Twitter moment right there. What is the popular screenshot? Twitter will take anything and change it around. Like, I could say I love pancakes and someone will reply, so you hate waffles? Something like that. I'm sure I butchered it, but goddamn, that was like a real Twitter moment. Damn, I can't believe this shit just happened. Man, the one time I don't watch the Oscars and it's actually entertaining. Just absolutely full on. I've seen thousands of slaps by now. Polish slaps, American slaps. I even saw the Tattoo Enthusiast slap tournament, like in the very beginning. I've seen them all. That is not scripted. And if it is, Chris Rock is... That man's a superhuman, and he should be immediately admitted to, like, the Slap Fight Championship League. Replay it again? Yeah, here you go. One more on the Jumbotron.
どうなんでしょうか
Now, if it was scripted, I really feel like there would have been a tell. Because Chris Rock doesn't flinch or anything. He is just ready. He is even extending. And Will Smith doesn't advertise this slap at all. That shit came out of nowhere. That was a surprise Amazon delivery. That was 5 fingers to the face express. Will Smith wasn't even supposed to go up, he just did. Oh shit, so he wasn't even supposed to be on stage. Oh, I thought he was like going up to get like an award or an announcement or something and just surprised him with it. This man came the whole way like he was charging the pitcher's mound in slow motion. Imagine he wins the best actor now. Oh my god, yeah. I wish he was nominated for the category Chris Rock was presenting for Best Documentary. Then he goes up again and gets him with the left hand. He literally laughed at the joke. Again, I don't know the whole clip, but this would be my guess. We've all been there, where someone says a joke that fucking hurts. Your immediate response is to go along with it so you don't look like a bitch. You don't look weak or you don't look bothered, because you never want to feel like that or look like that. So you just nervous laugh along with it. But then that shit must have festered for a minute and he's like, you know what? Fuck it. So then he went up and blasted him. Chris Rock tried to play it off. I mean, what's he supposed to do? Just cry? Bro, that shit hurt. And he was just being as professional as he could about it. He was a little rattled, though. He started fumbling his words a bit. A little stunned. Isn't that assault? It is, but only if the person assaulted presses charges. It's not like the police are going to storm the building and take Will Smith away in handcuffs unless Chris Rock himself presses those charges. How many of you have never been in a fight? I mean, I haven't been, like, the main participant in a fight, but I've helped break them up before. It's not like once a punch is thrown, all of a sudden you hear sirens in the distance. Like, that is something that you have to pursue. Oh my god, that picture. Hungry Box just posted this. Damn. Look at this shot here. I'll go full cam. I'm not going to pull it up on here again because of the Council of Cock. It's like a boogeyman of Twitter. Look at that fucking slap, though. Man, I told you that shit was not fake. Look at that technique. Will's even got like his other hand up ready to like block a counterattack. And you can see the mark on his face where his fingers connected. Damn, that is textbook. Bro, did Vasily Kamatsky train Will? Like, good lord. In the full clip, Will had to walk so far. That stage is huge. He came in there like he was like a WWE wrestler entering the Royal Rumble. I was expecting like pyrotechnics like halfway through this walk. God damn. That's a huge stage. How sensitive can you be? My man got pissed. Like, he just got real mad. Yeah, I don't know. It is kind of a weird joke to make right to someone's face about an autoimmune disorder that causes them to lose hair. I mean, that's kind of bold. I don't even know if they're friends. Bro, I bet the Oscars right now is looking like a One Direction concert back in the day. Everyone's got their phones out recording, trying to get every angle of what happened next. Let me see. What I mean is it's going to divide them on whether or not Will was in the right or wrong. It's not like it's... Chris Rock made a joke. So it's going to be one of the things of, it's just a joke, maybe tasteless, but does it deserve the slapping? So I'm curious where most people are going to fall, where that pendulum's going to go. I imagine people are going to be like, you have to defend your wife, and by defending your wife, you're defending yourself. It was an insult on both him and his wife's honor, and Will did the right thing, an old-fashioned slapping. And then other people saying, Will's a pussy and he's insecure and this was too far. I think those are going to be the two sides. Chris Rock is probably like, damn. I wish Chris Rock had fought back. I would have loved to see like an actual scuffle, like, he just takes the slap and he's like, alright, bet. And then they just go at it. God, that would have been fucking cool. Like some actual schoolyard shit. I know everyone likes to call into question the authenticity of everything. This is one of those things that I do not think was fake under any circumstances. I've watched so many slaps. I am literally on the forefront of slapping tournaments, man. I've seen millions of fucking slaps. That was a true textbook slap. And if that was planned, then Chris Rock is an absolute menace. Man is a fiend. If he wanted to get physical, why on national television? Bro, if I was to ever throw a punch at someone, I would want that shit televised. Like, if I was ever to go just hog wild, I would want it on the biggest stage possible. For sure. Yeah, that part, I would, yeah. So I'd want my slap to be televised, but I'd really like if they turned the cameras off when I was crying. True, good point. Yeah, it's kind of unlucky that someone filmed him crying too. So maybe we just cut it off right before the tears. Will Smith literally got his start as a comedian and a rapper. He made fun of people's appearances and never had limits. Yeah. He just really didn't like that one. He thought that one was a super stinker. And to be fair, Will Smith has been having a real weird go of things recently with his wife talking about like how she cheated on him to his face on her show. Like, I will say, Chris Rock comes out of this looking like an actual Terminator, though. The way he ate that slap makes me think that his chin could stop a bullet. Good thing he didn't joke about Jada fucking other guys. I thought that's what it was. So when I first heard the reason he did this is because of a joke Chris Rock told about his wife, I thought for sure it was about being like a cuck or something. Or about like the infamous podcast clip where Will is very upset and his wife just keeps going about how she cheated on him and like she needed to cheat on him. I thought for sure that's what it was. If he had done that, Will would have really beat his ass. I don't think so, man. I think, because Will's really, like, come to terms with that, it seems. Like, he was sitting right there as his wife was going over these things, and then they even did, like, a high five at the end and said, bad marriage for life. So I really feel like if Chris Rock was joking about that, it wouldn't have gone anywhere. Will Smith actually won? Will Smith won? Please tell me Chris Rock is presenting the award in, like, a cast. So he just won Best Actor? Oh my god, I hope he gives a speech. Maybe he calls Chris Rock out to a boxing match? Will Smith with a steel chair. Yeah, it gets real WWE and he brings up the chair and a kendo stick and just starts beating his ass. So what's he saying? You usually give like some words when you win. What's he saying? Come on, guy. Fucking keep me up to date. I don't have it pulled up on like a TV or anything. Come on. Where's my fucking real-time intel? He just sucked Chris off. Why am I asking Twitch chat for information on what's happening? Oh my god. What kind of sick madman puts a speech as a GIF? There's no audio on it. What is wrong with you? He's talking about having people disrespecting him and protecting people. I don't know about all that, but I will say after all this, if there's someone here that I think could protect someone, it's Chris Rock. That man is like an actual human riot shield with the way he took that slap. I'm so happy this happened during stream. I got to be on the cutting edge of it as it was unfolding. We watched this tweet go from 5,000 likes to 177,000. So, we were here. We dug our feet in. Do you think Amy Schumer will make a joke about Will slapping her vagina? Is Amy Schumer at the Oscars? What's she nominated for? I also love the people that tagged me after the slap went live immediately on Twitter saying a new slap champion has entered the arena. Yeah, it's crazy the public perception of Will Smith over the years, man. I remember growing up, he was one of the most beloved actors of all time. And then over the last maybe like 6 or 7 years, I'd say, it's gone real south. You know what it was? I can pinpoint the exact moment. YouTube Rewind. The second he did YouTube Rewind, shit went tits up. He did YouTube Rewind the year after his wife is talking about how she cheated on him right to his face, and then it's like it just keeps getting weirder and weirder for him. The Oscars is going fucking wild tonight. For Best Picture, they might just actually have a fucking SWAT unit repel in or something. I think this is a really unique opportunity for the Oscars. I remember before the Oscars were going up tonight, like before they started, everyone was like, yeah, no one gives a fuck about the Oscars anymore. It's such a worthless, egotistical waste. It's dead. Oscars ratings have been tanking for years. And now look at it. They can really pivot and maybe turn Oscars into like a combat thing. Like you fight for the award physically. So that way the fittest one, like the most like war-hardened veteran will win the award. That would actually get people to watch again. Yeah, apparently there was a nip slip too, but I don't give a shit about that. I've seen billions of nipples thanks to the internet. I don't give a fuck there. But you can't find high-quality slaps like that often. Where's his speech at? So he just keeps talking about protecting. I mean, I will say, if Chris fought back, I wonder who would have won. Because Chris ate that. Like, let's play out a scenario. Let's play out like a real Detroit urban survival training fitness course scenario. Chris Rock has jumped into Will's house. He's a burglar. And Will Smith has just tried to defend his wife with the slap. Chris ate that. Now what? Like, I don't know if it would have really, like, protected him, right? Because Chris was looking like a fucking tank. But maybe he just doesn't. Maybe he put all his points into defense and he doesn't have, like, good striking capabilities. This is a really sweet speech. It would have had a lot of impact if he didn't just slap a man before it. Could you take a punch from Will Smith? Man, fuck no. I couldn't take a punch from anyone over the age of 12. That's why I wouldn't get into like a YouTuber boxing fight. I would get absolutely blasted. The only people I would fight is like children's toy review channels if I had to. This isn't about me. He didn't apologize to Chris. He apologized to his fellow nominees. Nice. Hey, I want to give a real sincere apology. I did something real silly a minute ago. And it's to all my nominees. I'm sorry. Fuck you, Chris. He said, I hope the Academy takes me back. Man, fuck the Academy. They run like the Sith Order. Like, man, they're weird. If the Academy doesn't bring Will Smith back just for the sake of perhaps another slap, then they've truly lost their mind. Because now I know I'll probably watch the next Oscars, even though I had no interest in this one, just because maybe Will Smith slaps somebody else. Maybe he just goes across the entire stadium just fucking slapping everyone. Like, now anything's on the table. It's unpredictable. Maybe he'll keep this energy up past the Oscars too. Like, maybe now that he's got a taste of blood, he'll be ready for a fight at the drop of a hat at any award show. Like the Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Award. Like, you better fucking watch your ass if Will Smith is nominated, because shit might just pop off. Man, I'm so tired of all the people saying it's staged. You have to be really young or really dumb to think that. This is absolutely one of those very rare, real moments that happens on TV. I have analyzed thousands of slap matches. Literally thousands. That slap fully connected. It wasn't telegraphed. If it was scripted, he would have absolutely had some kind of tell, like moving his shoulder or something. He literally hit it till the last second and blasted Chris, who didn't flinch or anything. He never saw it coming. And in the actual picture, you can see where his fingers hit his face. It left an imprint. And then the way that he gets this angry afterwards, keep my wife's name out of your fucking mouth, that's real rage. His eyes are glossed over. Like, he is genuinely mad. Dude, they're actors, so maybe. Exactly, they're actors, not fighters. Chris wouldn't sign up to get actually, attacked. Bro, half of these actors won't even do, like, the simplest stunts of, like, jumping off a curb into a superhero pose or something. You think they're gonna take a slap to the face? No chance.
Oh, should we go over this slapping first? That seems like something that we'd all be passionate about. And a lot has happened since the initial slap happened.
That is true.
That is true. I was more passionate a week ago, though I have to admit, it's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a little minute now. Here, everyone knows about the Will Smith slap, but does everyone know that there were 66 complaints filed to the FCC from families claiming that it has traumatized them and some of them now need medication to calm down?
I heard about that. Tell us, though.
Yeah, I saw that around.
Yeah, after the slap aired, the FCC got 66 complaints from families saying that this kind of violence has permanently scarred their children and that they themselves have trouble sleeping now and are reliant on medication to calm themselves down after the slap.
Yeah, this is the direct quote. I haven't been able to sleep as a result. My child was also scared. I had to take medicine to calm me down, one Illinois viewer said.
Okay, A, who watches the Oscars with their children? And B, who watches the Oscars? I don't believe this. That has to be true.
Yeah, this seems like a plant.
I assume this was like some Amish family that just got television for the first time and they turned on the TV and this is the first thing they saw and this is what they think society is. It's just constant slapping. So that's the only situation in which I think this would actually happen. Because, come on, you're exposed to far worse than a simple slap on a daily basis.
Yeah, for
you
you.
Can't be that fragile.
How can you watch like naked people stab each other on Game of Thrones, but then the slap is the worst thing you've ever seen on TV?
Well, no, I doubt that that's the kind of person watching.
I highly doubt they're the same people watching Game of Thrones.
But the people that are watching the Oscars are also the exact people watching the news, and the news covers like very gruesome stories from time to time. Mm-hmm. Well, daily. I don't even know what I'm saying, from time to time. So I don't know how they can sit there and take like, this man got brutally stabbed while celebrating his cousin's birthday at the park, and then they see a slap and it's like, oh my god, this is it. I'm never gonna sleep again.
You know what else the news covers? Will Smith slap. So they had to be exposed to it again and again.
Oh no, you're right, it's a loop.
That must have been a godsend for their ratings, though, because I don't, like, this is the only time a lot of people even found out that the Oscars were happening, was because of that slap.
Yeah.
Which is why so many people thought it was fake.
Yeah,
I thought it was fake initially. Don't try to act like you weren't.
Initially, I'll say this. I don't think it was a fake slap anymore, because Will Smith is now actually suffering consequences. I initially thought it would be fake because I thought, okay, some Harvey Weinstein type pulled both Will and Chris aside and he was like, okay, we need drama up in this bitch, right? Our ratings are shit. You're gonna do this or else. But now that he's done it, he's getting cancelled from like a bunch. I think he has a Netflix movie that now is on hold. I think Bad Boys 4 is now on hold. So now he's suffering actual consequences, which I don't think he would have agreed to from the beginning. So I don't think it's fake, but I do believe in my heart that he was acting when he threw that slap, because when Chris Rock makes that joke, you can see the camera switches to Will Smith and Jada. Will is laughing at the joke. He thought it was funny, but Jada isn't laughing. So I think that Will glanced at Jada and was like, oh shit, I'm gonna sleep on the couch again in my cuck cage. So he went up on stage and acted outraged for his wife.
I disagree. there's been moments where someone's said a joke to me or something, I guess more mean-spirited than a joke, and I've laughed just out of like.
That's
being
what I thought
uncomfortable.
too. Yeah.
And then you slap
There's
them?
the ability. Well, no, I'm not Will Smith.
Yeah, he clearly has a problem, but I don't think he was like initially okay with it. I think from the second off rip that joke came out, he was mad, but initially tried to just play it off like ah ha 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 ha, and then he's like demons coming out, so then he charges the stage.
But
I'll
he-
also say,
Kai is right that she was glaring.
Oh, yeah.
In the pictures that I saw, she was like fully glaring at Will Smith.
she was very upset.
She's evil.
If I had to guess, he thought nothing of the joke. He wasn't offended. He was sitting there in autopilot, haha, roasting the audience. That's Chris's job, haha, clap. And then he looked at Jada and I was like, oh, damn it. This is gonna go bad for me if I don't stand up for my woman. That's the other thing, is like, well, Will Smith was just defending his woman, and it's like, oh, he's a man's man. This is what a man.
My lady's
Just
honor.
like, yeah, my lady's honored. That's off the table. You're a cuckold. There is no honor discussion. What are you talking about? That variable doesn't factor into this discussion. I'm sorry.
It was such a weak joke as well. It wasn't even like particularly offensive. Like,
No.
what was the joke? Like your GI
G.I.
Jane or something,
Jane,
basically.
yeah, 'cause she's
And that
bald.
was, but GI Jane was fucking hot. that's like a compliment. That's like I'm balding. I don't get the same kind of.
No, yeah, it was. And even after the slap, Chris Rock was like, dude, it was a G.I. Jane joke. Like, you could tell he was confused. Like, what's the big fucking deal? Why are you having this cuck rage at me?
I was really hoping, like, I was praying it would escalate. Like, I feel like that would have just been the most amazing shit ever if Chris Rock just kept going in and then they got into, like, a full-blown scuffle. I really do wonder who would have won, because Chris Rock's defense seems wild. The way he ate that slap was crazy.
You want to pull up the player stats, compare their numbers.
Yeah.
Well, you got a fucking sucker punching on Chris, and Chris just took it to the chin, really. That was
Yeah.
impressive. And yeah, and then Will Smith sat back down, and he started getting teary-eyed and crying again, as he did just that one
Yeah.
time. Jada put him across her red table, basically put him over a barrel, too, and just spanked him for like an hour straight, and basically blamed him for her cheating. And he just said, for those who don't know, go on YouTube and look up Jada and Will Smith red table talk. And it's just Will Smith
Oh, it's
sitting
so
there
bad.
for an hour as she's explaining why she likes getting her back blown out by other dudes, and him going, yeah, you're right, yeah, I'm
Now,
at fault
from-
for a lot of this.
And we did a whole episode on that when it happened. But afterwards, I actually read that Will Smith does the same. So apparently him and Margot Robbie were, like, fucking for a while, like when they were filming Suicide Squad together, and that their relationship is just, like, actually fully open. So Will Smith does the same. But the big difference is Will Smith never sat his wife down on camera to talk about the times that he's fucked other women because of her. It's still, like, extremely uncomfortable, even if...
Why? So in the videos that I've seen of that interview, he's got like glossy eyes and stuff, unless they're edited.
It's a literal
But
meme.
Why would he be extremely sad in that situation?
Yeah.
I think what made that one really sad is because the person she was talking about cheating on him with was like a 19-year-old kid that his son brought into the house to like be taken care of by the family. So it was like something really
Yeah.
fucking personal. Like that was like
He was 19.
I think he was like 19 or 20 at the time or something. Yeah, but it was like a really
And
yeah.
oh, his son's friend is like weird. Jesus Christ.
And she
Yeah.
just sat there like, it was a healing process with what the fuck is, whatever his name is. Like, I guess having his cock in her mouth was a healing process. And meanwhile, again, yes, Will Smith is like holding back tears. He's clearly not okay with the situation. And, well, I mean, if the joke really got to Will Smith, I hope he stayed off social media, because that's literally all everyone did was fucking rip on Will Smith for being a cuckold for like 48 hours straight afterwards. My
Some
favorite
of those
comments,
memes were so highly edited. They were so impressive.
Wasn't
They were
Twitter
so
getting
good.
wasn't Twitter getting like server lag and hitches for the first time in a while just from overflow of traffic from this?
probably.
I think something like that happened. Yeah.
I was like on ground zero for when it happened because I saw the tweets come out like 1 minute after the slap happened. Someone actually sent it to me like immediately. Someone who was watching the Oscars. He was like, "Dude, Will Smith just slapped the fuck out of Chris Rock." And I was like, "No way!" Like I was like, "This has to be fake for sure." And then I saw the slap, and it was Will's reaction afterwards. That sold it for me. Like, it could have gone either way on the actual slap because Hollywood will be Hollywood. But then the reaction afterwards was like, "There's no way they'd let him swear on live TV," and he looks so bad. That's the best acting he's ever done.
Didn't Chris Rock, right after it happened, didn't he say, Will Smith just slapped the shit out of me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he seemed like so razzled and stuff, like he couldn't form a sentence afterwards, like his brain had just been tossed around.
It was so awkward, that moment.
Everything was fucking perfect about it, though. Like, the approach and Chris Rock, like, smiling ear to ear like an evil villain as Will Smith approached, leaning into him. It was amazing.
Literally leaning into him with
crazy.
With his hands behind his back, by the way.
Yeah.
That's like why I thought it was kind of maybe fake initially upon viewing it, was because he leant into it, like he sticks his neck out, so that, like to make an easier target for Will. I was like, come on.
But yeah, right, it looks like
Chris
a
Rock
cartoon. It looks like Bugs Bunny taunting someone into slapping him.
Yeah, but I was also on Ground Zero when this happened. I was literally streaming going over that Jason R drama, the guy that like dodges cues with women in Valorant or whatever. As I was talking about that, chat just erupted saying, Will Smith just fucking slapped Chris Rock. So I went on Twitter and saw the video. The tweet with the video had like 5,000 likes when I first pulled it up. By the end of the hour I was done talking about it, it had over 200,000. I watched that shit rise from the bottom. It was crazy.
My favorite comments was something along the lines of like, Will Smith is getting this worked up over a joke when his whole marriage is a joke. And I like that tweet.
The one that got me real good was if Will Smith slapped Chris Rock for talking about his wife, I'd hate to see what he does to the men who fucked her.
Yeah. I love the comments saying that like Chris Rock's just lucky all Jada's other boyfriends weren't at the show. They form a line to walk up and slap him.
Yeah, that can't be good for Will Smith's mental health. And we have conspiracy theories now about this, by the way.
Oh yeah.
So because for a very brief moment, for about like 2 minutes and 47 seconds, women with alopecia became the most oppressed group on the planet, whom it was illegal to make fun of. And in that brief period, people started floating the conspiracy theory that, well, the Oscars are sponsored by Pfizer, and Pfizer has an alopecia drug coming out. And supposedly, security at the Oscars event was briefed before the event and told that Will Smith will go on stage and instigate an event and not to interfere, which is stupid. Because my first thought was, do you think before the Oscars in any normal situation, they're told, like, if Will Smith goes on stage, they have to tackle him down like they're protecting the president? He's an actor who's worth...
Do not let that man on stage.
Right, everybody there is, like, worth 9 figures. Do you think security was gonna step in any normal situation? Like, usually they would have fucking shot him? Like, come on.
Don't each of those celebrities have like their own security detail as
They
well?
all have like, their own
Probably.
private military that protects them, yeah.
Yeah. So it would have been interesting to see their militaries clash on the stage. Chris Rock versus Will Smith.
Right, like, Will Smith wasn't
Well,
some Riddler agent from the Batman movie who just snuck his way into the event and was bum-rushing the stage like a peasant. You know, it's Will fucking Smith. What's security supposed to do?
Twitter is just full of the actual dumbest people of all time. It is so crazy to read all of the conspiracies.
Yeah.
It was a fun evening.
It's fun though. This event overall, I think, has been a positive experience, apart from for Chris Rock's face, obviously. But like in general, it's brought so many memes and enjoyment to me, and very little downside. So
Exactly.
it's made me like the Oscars for the first year.
Well, the only thing that made me angry was that it immediately turned into a discussion of like these psychotic people talking about all the comedians they would like to beat up. Like, someone should do this to Dave Chappelle or Ricky Gervais. It's like, dude, calm down. Chill out a little. At the end of the day, it was a fucking joke. And people are like, well, he made fun of his wife, you know, blah, blah. Like, I'm not saying that it's always in every situation unacceptable to stand up for your wife physically, but context matters, right? His wife is a public figure, and it's literally Chris Rock's job to roast the audience. That's literally what he's
Surely
there
you have
for.
to have a little bit thicker skin.
It also wasn't even that aggressive of a joke. It was pretty tame.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
It was just it was an actual throwaway joke everyone would have forgotten about like seconds after it was told.
Well, even me again, balding, possibly alopecia. I'm not sure what the fuck that is, but it's got the same outcome. I can assure you. If someone told a joke like that to me, if they called me Vin Diesel or The Rock, I'd be like, "Fuck yeah!" All right,
What an
that's
insult!
cool. Yeah. Well, G.I. Jane really is not an insult. Demi Moore is hot in that. It's a compliment, if anything. It's making a good situation out of a bowling bad situation. But yeah, it's really, like, from my perspective anyway, speaking as a member of Bold Society, pretty harmless.
Yeah. Well, thanks for making us all laugh, Will Smith.
Yeah, thank you, Will Smith.
What is the outcome though? He has been banned.
He's banned from the
Does he have to-
academy, and apparently, like, some of his projects are now on hold.
Yeah, Bad Boys 4 and some Netflix movie got delayed. But apparently with the Netflix movie, the director had already exited or like quit the job even before the Oscars. So I don't know if that's even related.
Well, he knew what was coming. He had heard.
Oh,
He had heard the conspiracy.
also, the Amy Schumer. Amy Schumer was like a host of the Oscars or some shit, I think. I saw that she decided she was going to take a break from everything after the slap. I don't know why or how
Thank
it involves
God.
her, but she said she's gonna need to take a break because she was triggered and traumatized, apparently.
Oh my god.
Aw.
She was one of the people that made the FTC complaint.
I hope she takes all the time she needs for 50 or so fucking years. Same with Hannah Gatsby. Hannah, I hope you're also traumatized and no longer make any specials. I could name like
Slap is the slap that saved the nation.
for Ray, what if this fixes Hollywood? All of them just fucking quit.
Or the pedophile types in Hollywood stop being pedophiles because they're afraid of Will Smith's fist.
He becomes like the boogeyman.
I did agree with a lot of the takes though that were comparing shit to like, okay, we're gonna cancel Will Smith over this. Meanwhile, you have actual rapists employed and, you're giving them like Oscars and shit still. Like, I didn't know that. Nah, I guess it doesn't matter. But Mark Wahlberg was apparently a fucking psycho when he was a teenager. Did you guys know this?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
He was.
I
he
had
was.
no idea. I guess because
No,
I don't
but that
watch...
happened before his movies.
Yeah, he was
So it
a
doesn't
kid.
matter
I don't think it's fair to fucking judge him for shit he did when he was 15, but he was a lunatic. Apparently he would like chase around black children in his neighborhood and like call them the N-word and throw rocks at them. And one time
He
apparently he hit
blinded a man.
Yeah, an Asian man, I think. Mm-hmm. An elderly Asian man.
he did hit a Vietnamese man apparently over the head with a fucking stick or a plank, and the guy couldn't see out of his eye, and Wahlberg apparently thought that he blinded him, but I think it turned out that the Vietnamese guy was blind in that eye beforehand, and
Thought there was gonna be a loophole, like they blamed the wooden plank that mysteriously smashed the Vietnamese person's head.
but it was interesting seeing people make all these comparisons to all the other lunatics in Hollywood, and it's like, yeah, they're all kind of, sociopaths. What do you expect from these people? I don't know. I don't think he should have his shit cancelled for it.
I don't think it's the most egregious crime in Hollywood.
Yeah.
So
Not by
it's
a
just
long
the one that
shot.
happened on camera.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm surprised that the Academy has that much power in Hollywood.
Well, yeah, they're
What do you
like
mean?
the Sith Lords of movies.
Who are they?
I don't know who the fuck they are. They just always sound so ominous. They just
I
keep saying the
believe
Academy.
I believe they're people that make up Hollywood, like directors, actors, and producers.
So how do you get to be in the Academy?
That I'm not sure.
Mm. I don't even know who votes on the movies or who votes on who gets the Oscars, and it's clearly not based on like audience anything, because every single time they give someone an Oscar, you're like, I've never even heard of this movie. You know, like who the fuck, who made this for who? It's literally just a room full of 100 people applauding themselves for movies they made themselves for themselves, I think.
So I found the president of the Academy right now. His name is David Rubin. He was appointed in 2019, and his credits include a casting director on films The English Patient, Hairspray, and 4 Weddings and a Funeral. I've never heard of any of that shit.
Those were all really successful movies.
I haven't heard of any of those.
Those were huge movies.
Me neither.
Oh, Hairspray is the John Travolta one. That movie was
Yeah.
absolutely awful.
Yeah, but it was popular.
Well, yeah, because it was based on a previous property that was already popular.
Mm-hmm. Based on a musical.
Yeah, I just also don't like musicals, so that's probably why I hated that one.
Mm-hmm.
What are you talking about? You loved Hamilton. We both loved Hamilton.
Hamilton was kind of good. Yeah, the music in that was pretty good.
Oh, so good.
Yeah, the music in
That made me like musicals.
Yeah, that's like the only one that I can tolerate, though. That music was actually fucking slapping.
Andrew, when you were in Texas, did you hear about the slap? Did they like interrupt the wedding that you went to, like people rushing and screaming about the slap? Like, what was the situation?
It happened either the day I left or the day after I left. So we were mostly just kind of figuring out like sleeping accommodations and plans for the trip and this and that. I don't know.
It would have been cool if it was mid-flight and the flight attendant comes over the intercom to say, "We don't mean to scare you, but we've just heard that Will Smith has slapped Chris Rock. We're putting our plane into an emergency holding pattern right now, just until we get eyes on the ground."
Attention passengers, we'll be making our descent soon, and also Will Smith has slapped Chris Rock. We just thought you should know that before you arrive in Texas.
Your oxygen mask will now be descending from the ceiling.
For anyone who needs it. Yeah. And if you push your call button, our stewardesses are trained in panic counseling. Just in case.
And FCC complaint forms.
Alright, I've gotta take a shit real quick, boys. Just a little heads up. I will be back in just a minute.
It
I held
doesn't-
it back as long as I
good.
could. I'm not ashamed to admit it. I have been glued to everything involving Will Smith over the last couple weeks since his slap at the Oscars. That slap was like a second Big Bang, but instead of creating a universe, it created a window for everyone to look into an absolutely awful toxic marriage. And not only that, it's like open Pandora's box, but the only thing in that box was cuckoldry and sadness. Will Smith has been catching L's like Pokemon. Every single day is Christmas, but the only gift Santa brings us is more embarrassing stories about Will Smith or his marriage. One that still lives rent-free in my head is the time Will Smith, in an interview, said that he used to vomit after orgasming as a psychosomatic response. What a banger of an interview. So Will, how's your marriage? Yeah, I come and puke. Takes his mic off and walks away. Amazing. There's Will Smith with the puking, coming, and shitting statement. Thank you. Now, this was pre-slap. This was not the post-slap era. We're now living in a post-slap society, PS. So this is one PS. And since that slap, more and more stories have been coming out about how awful his marriage is with his wife. You know, like whether it's his wife saying she never wanted to marry him in the first place, which again, I don't know why you'd ever fucking say that. That's just such a mean thing to say, and especially make a public statement about it. Or his wife just absolutely steamrolling his ass, just dump trucking him about the slap, saying that she doesn't really support it and wasn't really happy about the slap. Like, she is just absolutely taking Will and cooking his ass. It is sad to see. It is just fucking painful at this point. Now, recently this video came out where Jada Pinkett Smith, his wife, was filming him without his permission. You can just see how defeated and uncomfortable this guy looks. This was from 2019, so this was again pre-slap, BS, before slap era. But it is still just such a sad look at an awful, awful relationship.
You know Esther Perel is coming to the table. She's going to be at the red table. Would you say she has been instrumental in you and I redefining our relationship?
I would say don't just start filming me without asking me
Oh my goodness.
if you could film me.
Esther, come help us again, please.
This reminds me of that scene from the movie Hitch where Will Smith says, "I saw that going differently in my mind." Like, it's the same energy as this right here, but in reality. So his wife just starts recording him and trying to make him like dance like a puppet to, you know, promote whatever she's trying to talk about. I'm not really sure the full context, to be honest, but it's about how someone helped their marriage, but she's doing it without Will's permission and his consent to film, which is obviously an intrusion. That's not okay. That's just violating his personal space and his privacy. He clearly didn't want to be on camera for this, but she doesn't respect boundaries, as evident from the time when she sat him down on her show to tell him about her entanglement with other men, right to his face, just talking about the cheating and making light of it. And Will is very clearly like upset, nearly crying about it, but she just keeps going and pushing it. And you can see that it's not just like something she does for her show. It seems like it's something that translates to their actual household. I'm becoming fully parasocial in this Will Smith relationship now. Will Smith is a fucking weirdo. This whole family is weird. There's nothing I'm trying to defend here. I'm just watching as a spectator and trying to wrap my head around this absolutely wacky and wild season of the Will Smith household.
I'm still dealing with foolishness.
Don't because she don't just.
Would you say that she helped us heal the hurts that we caused between one another?
My social media presence is my bread and butter, okay? So you can't just use me for social media and not, don't just start roll. I'm standing in my house. Don't just start rolling.
Please watch us stare at the red table because she's helped us a lot. Can't you tell?
God, that seems absolutely fucking miserable where your wife is also playing the paparazzi, so you're just never safe. You could just at any moment end up on fucking Instagram live stream or whatever this was without you having any prior knowledge of it and just embarrassed. I can't even for 1 second think of a possible reason why she'd even film this and post it. This is just straight up delusional. It seems like it was supposed to be like a promotional piece for her upcoming episode with a guest that supposedly helped their marriage. But that marriage is not looking that healthy. Will Smith looks like he's trying to come up with a plan to fake his own death to get out of this marriage easier. Whatever wounds she was talking about being healed thanks to this person have clearly not healed. She has been scammed. It's like a fucking crypto scam here. Those wounds have not been healed. It seems like only salt has been poured on those wounds, like a jellyfish sting, and the only thing they've done for it is piss all over it. It's not getting any better. This looks awful. And it seems like it was supposed to promote her upcoming episode. But this did the opposite. It just made the person she's bringing on look like a fucking idiot if she was at all responsible for what you're seeing in this clip here. It just blows my mind. I don't really know what Jada Pinkett Smith's show is about. The only clips I've ever seen from it are the ones where she's talking about how much she hates marriage and embarrasses Will on it. So it really sounds like her show is just a weekly roast of her husband. I don't really get it, but damn, every single day a new story comes out that just makes Will look fucking awful. It's just more and more awful stories surface or videos surface that showcase an absolutely brutally dysfunctional marriage and household. So yeah, I've been really keeping up with it. I can't help it at this point. I'm so invested. That slap has just been like a gateway drug, and now I'm fully addicted here. Will Smith has been banned from the Oscars for like 10 years now. I don't really know what's going on with Chris Rock. He's probably still laughing about the whole situation. But I mean, overall, that whole Oscar slap thing has just been the gift that keeps on giving if you care about celebrity drama and gossip. What a wild and wacky ride. And I'm sure even more information about Will Smith or his wife is going to come out tomorrow. Like, at this rate, it's probably going to be a new story every day because it does not seem to be slowing down. But anyway, I just wanted to talk about it a little bit. That's about it. So yeah. Today, Will Smith posted a YouTube apology video for slapping Chris Rock at the Oscars. And when I saw it, I had to scratch my head and wonder why. It happened so long ago. I was confused. Why is he apologizing now? I felt like Robin Williams coming out of Jumanji asking what year it was. And then I remembered that happened this year. It was 4 months ago that Will Smith slapped Chris Rock's head clean off his shoulders at the Oscars. He turned an award ceremony into a public execution when he blasted Chris Rock to Valhalla, just banishing him to the Shadow Realm with a slap. Mm-hmm. Oh baby, that's right. He starts this with the most generic YouTuber apology intro imaginable. A slow walk into a big sigh right before getting into the actual apology. Textbook. He's clearly been trained by some of the YouTuber apology greats like Logan Paul, Laura Lee, Tati. I mean, this is perfection here. Every box of YouTuber apology cliche gets ticked immediately except for one. He didn't bring his dog into it. A lot of YouTubers like to bring in an animal in order to, you know, deflect some of the criticism with cuteness with the animal. Will Smith unfortunately must have forgot that prop this time around, but everything else he nails.
Why didn't you apologize to Chris in your acceptance speech? I was fogged out by that point. It's all fuzzy.
So the main thing he's doing in the apology video here is answering questions that people have asked over the last 4 months. And again, I have to wonder, why even bother? It's been 4 months on internet time. That's basically ancient history. Like, that's back there with like Y2K now. Most people have moved on and forgotten about it. So it's a little weird to be this tardy to the party with addressing these things. Now, of course, I understand this was like a career-ruining moment for him, so he wants to do his best to be perceived positively again, both by movie execs as well as the general public. So if he really did feel strongly enough that he wants to apologize, then all power to him. But anyway, the first question that he addresses here is one that I don't think anyone with half a brain ever asked in the first place. Why didn't you apologize to Chris during your acceptance speech? The answer should be pretty obvious if you have eyes. It's because he was still mad. He was still fuming. Of course he wasn't going to apologize for it. Literally 15 minutes before he accepted that award, he had just charged the stage like The Undertaker during WrestleMania going into the ring and clobbered Chris. So of course he's not going to immediately like fold and be like, man, sorry Chris, that was out of line. He was still upset. That's why he didn't apologize. I don't really understand his excuse of I was still, you know, in a fog. It was all still fuzzy. Like in the moment that makes sense, but over the last 4 months, what, you've just been in a perpetual fog? You've been in like the upside down or something? Like, what do you mean? You've had 4 months if you wanted to publicly apologize to Chris and you didn't. And even to be fair here, you still don't. He says I'm sorry to a lot of people, but the one person he doesn't say the words I'm sorry to is Chris.
I've reached out to Chris, and the message that came back is that he's not ready to talk, and when he is, he will reach out. So I will say to you, Chris, I apologize to you. My behavior was unacceptable, and I'm here whenever you're ready to talk.
That almost sounds like a trap, like, hey, I'm here whenever you're ready to talk. And it turns out Will's been training for the last 4 months with slap boxing, so he's been like slapping brick walls until they collapse, so he's ready to really get him with like a double whammy, get him with that encore performance. There's a big difference between saying, I apologize to you, and I'm sorry. I don't think people really understand the value of just saying, I'm sorry. I think it's the most important thing to say during an apology, which he does say later on to other people, but never Chris. To Chris, he just says, I apologize, and the action was unacceptable. Which is, you know, that's good, that's definitely a start, but I really think you needed that cherry on top here of an I'm sorry. This is also just one of those things that should have been handled privately. I'm sure there were plenty of ways in the pipeline to let Chris know that you were genuinely remorseful for what happened, but I understand why he thought this was a good idea. I'm going to make a video coming forward, publicly apologizing and owning up to my mistakes, letting people see how horrible I feel and what I'm doing to change and be better. The thought process makes sense. You know, let people see a vulnerable side of you and let them know that you made a mistake and you know that. And that, it again, does make sense to anyone who's never been on the internet. I think one thing most people online are starting to understand and wake up to is that when you make an apology video, you lose. It's like what war games taught us. The only winning move is not to play. When you make an apology video, it is a lose-lose situation for you. You're either going to have people that don't believe that you're actually sorry, or they're going to have people that think that you didn't need to apologize in the first place, so now you look stupid. You look like a pussy. which I'm already seeing with Will Smith's apology. Like, why is he apologizing? He stood up for his wife. Does he not support his wife anymore? Oh my god, I've lost all respect for Will with this apology now. And then on the other side of that coin is, man, Will really needed to apologize, but this apology video was so dog shit, he missed the mark entirely. This is the worst apology video I've ever seen in my life. You just don't win with an apology. So again, this should have just been private.
3 months replaying and understanding the nuances and the complexities of what happened in that moment.
You slap the shit out of a man. It's not that deep. Talking about it like it's the most complex situation of all time. Like this slap was somehow, you know, like a Cold War or something here. It was a simple act that affected a decent chunk of people. Chris, most notably, I would say, was physically affected by the slap, but Will's career was also hurt by it. Chris's family was probably pretty upset by it. Like, yes, of course, people were affected by it, but it's not like there needs to be like 4 months spent of just digesting this giant web that all spawned from a slap. Because, again, at the end of the day, it's really not that deep.
After Jada rolled her eyes, did she tell you to do something? No. It's like, you know, I made a choice on my own, from my own experiences, from my history with Chris. Jada had nothing to do with it.
Jada was behind the camera with a teleprompter and a gun, making sure this question was addressed properly. Of course, I'm kidding. You know, Jada just has very odd moments publicly with Will that I think are very tasteless in the things she says to and about Will. And it's the reason why a lot of people felt like she may have contributed to this overreaction from Will. You know, her rolling her eyes and then just having all of that context with the things she has said publicly about and to Will just made people wonder whether or not she was somehow involved in that decision from Will. But he's clearing the air here, saying that it was just him doing it. And you know what? I'll take his word for it. I think this was just an impulsive decision here. I don't think Jada has some kind of device that she can control Will's brain like something out of Dexter's lab. I really think he just completely overreacted and went fucking berserk here for some reason. And I don't think Jada is necessarily guilty of that, but I do think she is guilty of being a very toxic partner. I know that sounds parasocial to say, but the amount of clips and videos of Jada just shitting on Will to his face is baffling. Like the time where she was just talking about cheating right to him and how much she like enjoyed it or whatever during their red table talk. Oh my god, it's so hard to sit through. As Will's like in tears about it and she's just joking. Oh man, it's fucking brutal. And so now Will looks like a cuck. I mean, I'm just not a big Jada fan. I'll say it. I don't think she's that nice.
What would you say to the people who looked up to you before the slap, or people who expressed that you let them down?
Let me just stop you right there. You don't have to apologize to me. I found this whole thing to be highly entertaining. I thought this was extremely goofy, and no one seriously got injured or anything like that. This was just an absolute fucking wild moment. And honestly, for this section, he should have just said, "You're welcome." You know, to the journalist that wouldn't stop fucking writing about it, like a million articles all going deep into it for no fucking reason, talking about how this is setting a bad precedent and how in the next Oscars, all of a sudden people might be showing up there with battle axes to attack their critics, how journalists are no longer safe, you know, this and that. Like, he honestly should have just said, "You're welcome," for the 2 weeks of just articles and videos about it. Now, of course, there were super fans of Will that were disappointed to see this, and I think it's cute that he said that he was sorry for it and letting them down. He apologized to Chris's family, his family for the negative backlash they've faced. He apologized to pretty much everyone that was directly impacted by it. And now in this section, he's talking about how horrible he feels when he doesn't live up to people's image of him. And I will say he does seem pretty sincere for the most part. But again, it's been 4 months. Most people have moved on. This was pretty unnecessary. Though I'm sure a lot of people that did feel like really disappointed appreciate the gesture.
Disappointing people is my central trauma. I hate when I let people down. It hurts me psychologically and emotionally to know I didn't live up to people's image and impression of me. Deeply remorseful. And I'm trying to be remorseful without being ashamed of myself, right? I'm human. And I made a mistake.
But yeah, he finishes it off by saying that he is remorseful and he's, working on being better. And if you stick with him, you can all be friends again. And that's basically where it concludes. Overall, I don't think it's like the worst apology ever, especially in the tier list of YouTuber apologies. I think this one was one of the more sincere ones, at least from everything I've seen from it. Unless I've been deceived by his great acting, I couldn't tell you. But this is just one of those situations that is so wild to me. Why do this 4 months later? If he had done this like a day, 2 days, even a week after this happened, I think the reception to it would have been much better than it currently is. Yes, it still has, I think, a pretty positive reception overall from like his actual like dedicated fans. But the general consensus I'm seeing here is, why is he doing this? This seems very fake to do it now. It's way too late. We've all moved on, this and that. So again, you don't really win with an apology video, but if he'd at least made like a statement like this, a big statement like this, right after it happened, I think he would have been in a much better position now than he is currently, if that makes sense. But anyway, I just wanted to talk about this since the slap is the gift that just keeps on giving. Somehow, there is still developments with that whole story that keep happening. Anyway, that's about it. See ya. Growing up, I never understood the hype or obsession over celebrity couples, like a power couple where fans just celebrate that they're in love or whatever and they're fainting anytime they see a picture of them holding hands. Just like a growth spurt, I just never got it. Why would you care so much about two strangers' relationship? I always wrote it off as just being part of this super fan culture that I just didn't understand. I know in the modern day it's very rare for people to just casually enjoy something. If you like something, you have to fucking love it. You have to live, breathe, and sleep that thing that you like. We've seen it a lot over the years with K-pop, where K-pop stans will obsess and go wild over even the smallest things, like if their favorite singer posts a picture of them eating a hot dog online. They'll cross-reference that photo with all known databases, go to a cutting-edge laboratory using the latest forensics analysis tools in order to figure out where the photo was taken, where the hot dog was purchased, so they can go there in the real world and try and fish through the trash can looking for the wrapper that they threw away so they can frame it on their wall. It's just this level of investment in strangers that I've never really understood. Until now. As a 29-year-old man, I've had my eureka, come to Jesus moment. I get it. Because I have become very invested and fascinated with a celebrity relationship, Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith. It's this never-ending disaster, this tragic play that keeps getting new acts added to it that I could have never predicted. It all started last year with the infamous slap where Will Smith slapped the devil out of Chris Rock on stage after Chris Rock made a joke about his wife Jada. And that signature anime finishing move with the slap actually pumped the brakes on his entire career. There were a lot of projects that he was involved with that dropped him, or just a lot of other projects that didn't want to touch him after this. So his whole career came to a screeching halt, all from the old 5 fingers to the face moment. And since then, there's been more and more information that's come out about their relationship that just makes it baffling. And it's so weird. Like, even prior to the slap, we had those uncomfortable moments where Jada invited Will Smith onto her show, where she just openly admitted to cheating on him and, like, having an entanglement with a much younger man, right to Will's face as he looks on in agony and sadness. And it spawned a lot of memes where Will Smith was, done up to look like Pain from Naruto and all of that. Because, I mean, it's rough. Like, it's really rough to just watch her giggle and laugh about cheating on Will, who seems very much still in love with her. And they always kept up this act that, they're strong together, they're still together, this and that. And now, today, Jada has revealed that her and Will have actually been separated since 2016. She has a book coming out pretty soon, and there was a little special filmed with Jada where she states that they've actually not been together in 7 years now.
Because I said, is this true?
Right.
Was that in 2016, you and Will decided that you were going to live completely separate lives.
Yes.
It was not a divorce on paper,
Right.
but it was a divorce.
Hey, can someone let Will Smith know that? I'm pretty sure this is the first time he's hearing it. You're telling me you guys actually split up in 2016? So he just sunk his career like the Titanic over his ex-wife? But then if that's the case, why would he say, keep your wife's name out of your mouth? Right? Like, that's just not adding up. I feel like she's just making this shit up. For the last year, I've paid attention to this relationship, and it feels like every opportunity she has to hurt Will publicly, she pounces on with a smile on her face. It's like, it's diabolical. Like, she reveals some very embarrassing things about their relationship publicly. She openly talks about how she preferred her previous relationship to Will, though she doesn't use that language. It makes it very clear with some of the things she's posted that she was happier before Will. At least that's the impression myself and many others get with a lot of the things that she posts about. It's just brutal. It's like being married to your biggest Twitter hater. Like someone who's just leaving the most deep-cut comments that actually hurt you on Twitter. It's like being in a relationship with them for 20 years. At least that's how it comes across. She does not seem to respect or even like Will at all. She is always running the bus over him any chance she gets. This is a bombshell. Claiming that they've actually been split since 2016, that doesn't even make sense. Now, apparently, she's claiming that it was a private decision they reached together, but in order to keep up public appearances because they weren't ready to reveal it, they kept pretending like they were still married. But that just doesn't track. That doesn't make sense, because if that was the case, why would Will publicly slap the fuck out of Chris Rock and ruin his career over this if he didn't think you guys were still married? That wouldn't make sense.
So why do that? Like, what was the reason?
I think just not being ready yet. Still trying to figure out between the two of us how to be in partnership, right? And in regards to how do we present that to people, you know? And we hadn't figured that out.
It's not quantum science we're talking about here. You just say that you're not together anymore. You would have saved both yourself and Will so much shame during the entire entanglement scandal if you had just said, hey, we actually separated 7 years ago. There is nothing to gain by keeping up a facade that you are still married and, you know, in love together when you're not, especially when you're fucking other dudes, right? Why would you not just say, hey, we're not together anymore, really? Like, it's just like the easiest thing in the world. You'd have to try so much harder to not say that and just bear all of the spitballs that were being shot at you for cheating. If you weren't actually cheating, then it should have been so much easier to just be like, hey, whoa, guys, look, we wanted to keep things private, but, you know, now things have hit the public sector, thanks to me talking about this on my talk show, and it's probably about time that we state we haven't been together for 7 years. And it would have been so much smoother for both Will and Jada. But again, I just don't believe this. I really don't. And this sounds super parasocial, but Will looks like he's perpetually going through life heartbroken, like in a trance, like this rain cloud over his head, while he stays with Jada, and she comes up with creative new ways of embarrassing him. Just nefarious plot to constantly publicly humiliate the guy. He just stopped his career for a whole year by slapping the man that he believed disrespected his wife. You're telling me that he did that knowing that you two weren't actually together? I don't believe that. An act which, by the way, she didn't appreciate. Like, even when it happened, she seemed to, like, publicly condemn it. And now she's talking about it again, saying that she initially thought it was a skit. I was like, there's no way that Will hit him. It wasn't until Will started to walk back to his chair that I even realized it wasn't a skit. And then she said, as soon as they were alone, she asked Will, are you okay? I'm not this man's psychiatrist, but I'll just tell ya, he's not looking okay here. This really feels like a plot twist that Jada pulled out of her ass and isn't some mutually agreed upon thing. Like, I understand there's been rumors over the years that Will had some kind of affair with Margot Robbie at some point, though I don't think any of those claims have been substantiated. I think those were only ever just rumors. But Jada herself confirms an affair with somebody else. I just feel like Will and Jada aren't on the same page with that separation. But hey, then again, who knows? Celebrity couples are fucking weirdos. And this is by far the weirdest couple. And it's not even close. Like, I really wouldn't be surprised if Jada truly did just make this up because it's a really big headline and attention grabber, so it'd be great for marketing for her upcoming book. The book's not fully out yet, so we don't know all of the, details behind everything or what all it's going to dive into. But just making a claim like this, a statement that they've actually been separated for 7 years as some kind of, big plot twist, is huge for marketing for her book. So I really feel like there's a chance she did just make that up for that reason, and Will is as surprised as everyone else reading it right now. So, I could be wrong though. Maybe they are truly, a great team. They agree that they've been separated for 7 years, and Will still just sank his career for a relationship he's not even in anymore. Who knows? I just wanted to talk about this because I just find them to be a very interesting couple that I have become invested in learning about over the last year. That's really about it. So yeah. Did any of you see Will Smith and Jada's this has become my Kardashians. Did any of you see Will Smith and Jada do their most recent press tours, the wrong word. Their most recent speech, by chance? Did any of you see that? I'm sure it's not just me that's been highly addicted to Jada doing the best she can to publicly humiliate her husband every chance she gets. So she's made all the statements about, Tupac was her real soulmate, Will's this and that, Will's pathetic, he's weak, he makes me sick, I miss Tupac. Also, when Will slapped Chris Rock, I didn't like it and I don't like him, this and that. Well, Will has now spoken up about it. And basically what he did is just be like, yeah, I still love her. And love overcomes everything. Let me pull it up. And also, there was a great meme. Because for 24 hours, every couple of hours, there'd be a new crazy statement from Jada about Will. And then eventually someone made a meme that I actually believed at first. Where it was, Jada Pinkett Smith reveals she's never met Will Smith. Because this was during her, third eye opening stage where she just kept dropping bombshells about how they're not actually married. They haven't been married. She wasn't cheating. The entanglement was fine, all that. Our relationship has been one big sloppy social experiment, and then everyone laughs, of course. And then he just talks about how much he loves Jada, and that their love is so strong and challenges the rest of the world to basically love someone no matter what and be with them no matter what. My heart was breaking just listening to it, because no matter how much you love someone, that doesn't mean you have to be with them if it's not healthy, which this definitely isn't. It really seems like she resents Will. It really fucking does. I think next step is going to be full-blown cuckoldry while Will watches and is going to once again have to be on Jada's podcast and hear about it and put it on blast for the world to, point and laugh at as a spectator sport. It just doesn't end. And they're also talking about maybe writing a book together, which I think is a horrible idea. I mean, Will's a weird guy too, of course. He's done some weird shit, I know. But not like Jada, and not publicly rubbing it in her face all the time. Do you remember when Will Smith said he had so much sex he puked when he came? Yeah. Which I don't believe. That's just some kind of lie a frat douchebag would make up at some point. Man, I fucked so much pussy I can't stop puking. So I don't really believe him on that, especially since he's been married to Jada for 20 years. Longer than that, probably. I don't remember when they got married. That wasn't hyperbole. He said, I'll just pull up the quote. He literally said that he had so much sex that he would vomit from it. I had sex with so many women, and it was so constitutionally disagreeable to the core of my being that I developed a psychosomatic reaction to having an orgasm. It would literally make me gag and even vomit. Here. I thought they had an open relationship. That's just a theory, a game theory right now. I think it's just a rumor. Jada seems to indicate that they haven't been together for 7 years now, but it seems like Will still thinks they are, because even Jada, I think what was her quote? I think she said, "I was surprised when Will called me his wife." I think that's what she said. So Will very much still does it, like, I think he's finding out the same way we are, that they're not together. Like, that's definitely not something I think they're on the same page about. Jada Pinkett Smith said she was shocked that Will Smith called her his wife after slapping Chris Rock. Oh my god, that's gotta be awful. He is married to his biggest Twitter troll.
Our union is a sloppy public experiment.
Right you are, Will. An unconditional love.
It is in unconditional love.
Yes, yes. You find yourself a wife that hates you half as much as Jada hates you.
Can you
and you'll be a happy
love
man.
Somebody forever, no matter what?
The answer should be no. Well, you can love someone forever no matter what, absolutely. But that doesn't mean you should be with them forever no matter what. If your wife is actively fucking other dudes and humiliating you every chance you get when you don't want her doing that, you probably are better off not being there. You can still love that person, sure. That's natural. But that is still just not good for you, my man. It is just not good for you. But yeah, I won't play the whole thing for you, but basically his whole speech is about how unconditional love should trump all of the other hoopla. So everything that Jada's been talking about, yes, it was a little off-putting to him because he was on vacation, so when he came back, all of the news started hitting him all at once. But at the end of the day, he loves her, and he's happy. But hey, if he is happy, all power to him. That is some weird shit. I don't know why I'm so invested in their relationship. It is just the most baffling thing I've ever seen put on public display, like, on their own accord. Like, she, and him, are both just yapping about it every chance they get. This is information you couldn't torture out of me in Guantanamo Bay. If I had this kind of situation developing, you couldn't get it out of me. Wonder Woman's lasso of truth couldn't get this information out of me. And here she is writing a book about it. He's giving a speech about it. Like, it blows my mind. Drama equals publicity. Yeah, that's what I've tossed that little tomato around, like, in my head about, like, maybe this really is just all for publicity. But it's like the worst publicity ever for Will. He's already been outcasted from Hollywood for the slap, and now he's getting outcasted from the good graces of society for the way his wife treats him and the way that he seemingly doesn't like it, but still lets it go and stays in the relationship that he doesn't seem happy in. This is so fucking parasocial. I'm so fucking parasocial with this. Like, it doesn't seem like publicity you'd want as Will. Or even Jada. Because Jada's become like one of the most hated women on the planet from all of this. You're so invested. I know, it's pathetic. It is so pathetic. I can't help myself. It's so weird. And I'm drawn to weird goofiness like mosquitoes to pile of shit in the rain. It's just, I don't know. It's something I can't look away from here. It's all a skit, bro. It's all a skit. My man, she literally fucked she fucked their son's friend and then told Will about it to his face where he nearly broke into tears on her podcast. This is the worst skit ever. That's crazy method acting. Because they were steaming ham together. That ain't no, like, thespian type troupe. But yeah, like I said, I'm way too invested in this fucking relationship, man. It's so weird to me. And it makes me giggle. Well, giggle and cry, kinda. Have you seen the recent bear epidemic going on? There was a bear who stole frozen lasagna from a fridge, another bear who stole tin burgers from a barbecue, and another bear that stole gummy bears in a gas station. Then there was also Frank the Tank who broke into 20 houses, and then that bear that also broke into the back of a food truck. Damn, they're getting crazy out there, huh? I don't think there's any celebrity on the planet that's done more damage to their reputation over the last couple of years than Will Smith. his name has become synonymous with cringe. He discovers new ways to embarrass himself that most scientists didn't even think possible. It's baffling because the call is coming from inside the house. He is the one that is making the conscious decision to open himself up like Goatsy for everyone to take a peek inside, and it is irresistible to point and laugh at what we find. Like, he is the human manifestation of asbestos, where asbestos was once like this really celebrated thing, but over time, as more information came out about it, people realized, oh, this isn't very good. That's what's been happening with Will Smith. Like, I remember growing up, he was like an idol to so many people. And over the last, I'd say like 5 to maybe like 6 or 7 years, he has just become laughable. It just seems like he's stuck in a perpetual humiliation ritual of his own making. And now, his new thing is promoting his tour with AI images of concert goers. So I don't know how many of you know this, Will Smith is on tour right now, he's back making music, and he's got some finger-wiggling boner jams like, I Like Pretty Girls. And he's on tour right now, and he just posted on his official YouTube channel a clip that features an AI-generated crowd. I had to mute the audio, obviously, but there are definitely real people that are going to his tour. I don't think the number is as great as him and his team want it to be, so for their promotional material for the tour, they resort to showing AI-generated crowds cheering and going ballistic for Will Smith, and it's blatantly obvious that it's AI. This is some turbo insecure activity right here. Like, this is an actual, like, midlife crisis meltdown moment where he's like, the numbers aren't where I wanted to be. Let's go ahead and fudge it with some AI-generated crowd reactions that love me. It's so fucking odd. I imagine you can see a lot of AI here already. There's, of course, real people that are spliced in here too. But just take a look at this, for example. This clip has me feeling like I hit the crack pipe while on ayahuasca. Like, look at this image. Like, here, we'll just start zooming in a couple of different places. Like, here, look over in this direction. What in tarnation? What the hell are you even looking at when it comes to this? Who is this? Looks like the scary monster that would chase you around in an amnesia horror game. All the people around her too are all anamorphing. If you go in any direction in this section of the video, this is exactly what you'll find. Over on this side of the freak show in the Sea of Monsters, things get really weird. Everyone has completely blended into some, like, amorphous blob. There's one guy here in front of this gray shirt man that looks like Asmongold got hit with like an anvil that flattened him. And then if you go above him, you'll find like a Neanderthal with his arms pumped up and Jeffrey Epstein taking cover behind him. It is clearly AI, and it's very reminiscent of early AI video footage, like with Will Smith eating spaghetti. It's like one-to-one with that. Because, especially in that, like, last shot there, everyone in the crowd looks identical to that painting you see in every horror game, Saturn devouring his son. It is crazy just how bad the AI crowd is here in his own promotional video. He is just shamelessly using an AI crowd to promote his tour and how, like, emotional it's been. Like, this is why I do it, for this. And then it's like that lady that has like 45 different hands while everyone around her is getting fucking morphed into some giant amalgamation of flesh and bone. It's so pathetic. I really cannot wrap my head around how nobody on his team nor himself saw this and thought, probably a bad idea. People are going to know this is AI. Like, I don't know how that notion never once crossed their minds. Because, again, it's not even like it's good AI where it's, like, indistinguishable from reality. It is clearly an AI crowd in a lot of these shots. And that makes the tour look so bad. It makes it feel like nobody is going. That's the perception now. I guess no one's going to Will Smith's tours because they can't even find enough crowd shots to fill a fucking 58-second promotional video for it. I really cannot believe that he would be in such a bad state financially that he would have to resort to something like this. Like, he was like one of the biggest actors in Hollywood for so long. Like, top tier A-list actor. He's gotta have unfathomable wealth. why is he doing this? Like, one has to wonder what has brought him to this. And like the endless amounts of embarrassing shit that he himself won't stop talking about. Like, I'm not just gonna regurgitate all of his past scandals and like weird behavior and weird stuff, but he himself loves to bring that kind of shit up. Seems to like to wallow in that. Like, he plays around in the pig pen of past controversies proudly. So even years later, he will bring up that incident with Chris Rock where he went on stage and slapped the shit out of him like he was trying to fucking neuralize him via the 5 fingers to the face. Like, he is the one that will bring up things like the slap and all of that. It makes no sense. It feels like he loves when people are laughing at him as opposed to with him. I don't get it. I really don't know. Anyway, just found this silly. Wanted to yap about it a bit. That's it. See ya.